We are back. As you can read from the title, yes, we are building a Burnout truck finally. I'm starting to get into this stuff. This truck's almost somewhat done, but we're gonna go ahead and get started on that one right there. This one already does have some stuff done to it. It does do a little baby Burnout. It is kind of heavy with all the speakers in it. It got 412s in it and a big old bandpass box with a wall and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's got mids, a stripper pull, the nitrous that isn't hooked up, it is going to get hooked up though, because I do want to purge it. Man's voice everywhere, custom seat, door panels. Subscribe, follow. I post a lot on there on my it's got this big old monster box in here, batteries down there. This thing's a bomb waiting to go off. I would like to put a LSX in this thing, or really an LSA with that turbo on it, everything, so that thing will just zoom with those with that box and all the music here racing. I took it to the track maybe once or twice. The first time I ran it, it was before I got it painted, and the second time I ran it, it was after I got it painted, and I went there with no hood. And I did 4 races, and out of those 4 races, I won the last 2. The first 2, that was, my practice runs, I guess you can say. I've never really done that. And, we went to Bradenton Motorsports. And the second time that I ran it, I got the hang of the light. And, we jetted out of there. We won that race. I think it was against a Mustang. And then, that thing that thing was getting it. I don't know what it had in it, but man, that thing sounded mean. The second race, I want to say, I don't know if I raced a Charger or another Mustang, but a newer one, or I don't know, it was one of those type of cars. But like I say, hey, you can have a fast car, but if you're not familiar racing on that track, man, that's initial takeoff, man, you're gonna get lost, and guess what? I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna go ahead and jet and take that win real quick. So street racing on the regular road is fine and everything, but man, that track, that's when you know if you got the juice. You can walk there in a Hellcat, and we can pull up at the light. And if I know a little bit what I'm doing, if I race more on the track versus on the street, guess what? I'm gonna have the upper hand. And guess what's gonna happen when that light starts turning yellow? Once that thing hits green, man, I'm gonna be gone, and you're gonna see my tail lights. And you probably will catch up to me, but I will get that initial launch on you. And if I go ahead and get enough distance while you're still trying to figure out what you got going on, man, I'm gonna be gone, and we're gonna take that win. But the other cats, they know how to work it. Pretty much everybody knows how to work it, but for those that just like to some of the little race on with your friends on the road here and there, once you get on that track, if you don't even know what's going on or what it consists of, and you will get one. I I think my first race was the Supra, and man, that thing was gone, man. That thing was no joke. But that was my first initial race. The first time I went to go race, man, that line was so long. I only got to get one race in, and it was gonna take forever, and I had to ride. But the second time when I went, after I got it painted, we made a few racing friends. They gave us a few tips, and they worked out for the best, and that's how we were able to get the last 2 wins. So basically, 3 for 2 right now, I guess you want to say. But I mean, from here out, we know exactly what we do and everything. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I practice right here on the road when there's no cars coming. But I'd rather get it on the track so I can know and get a feeling of what the reality is. But yeah, this thing right here has that 6.0. Nothing major, so I got the headers on it. And I'm gonna go ahead and do a little quick video of what it sounds like. Comment below what you think about that. Let me know what you think. Now, this next angle, we're gonna do it from the front. Now tell me that didn't sound that good, but I mean, for the video you can't really make judgment on what it sounds like, but man, that thing, it roars. So comment below, let me know what you think. Did you guys expect that was gonna happen? This one has the LS2 in it with some headers, old plugs, wires, all that stuff. Little baby intake, nothing too crazy. I mean, but we do have to upgrade a little bit more to get pumping a little bit more. I do want to add the cam to it and some new heads, all that. But I mean, that's the one we're gonna build to destroy, and this one just built to sound good, run good. This truck right here, I want to buy one of these. If I can buy one of those, drop it, put some 17x11s on it, 12/12s in it, man, that thing will be no joke. So as you can see, we got a few plans that we need to get done. So much coming up this month, car shows and everything. I do have a blown amp and a blown EQ in it, but I don't know yet. I think it's losing power somewhere because it just comes on and off. But we will drop the next video on fixing that. And we are going to be building a new console for this. That's all that's left to do is build the console and add the trim panels for the top. And I think the interior should be done for that. And then we can start getting on the motor. And while we're doing that, we'll work on that one. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. Alright, so enough of this truck real quick. We already explained a little bit. You guys heard it. It does sound good. It has a 6.0 in it. 364 block, I think what it is. I mean, it's almost done. So let's go ahead and get started on that one. This truck has been sitting here for the longest. I pretty much just grabbed some parts that I need for it, but altogether it's an altogether truck. It's, just minor stuff wrong with it, but it does have the engine that is blown out of it. It had that vortex in it. I think it was like a 5.3. Let's see. Man, this thing don't even say nothing on it. It's so old. But I don't know, maybe a 5.3 or 4.8, something like that. But I mean, it is a V8 though. Man, we drove it around for the longest. It's got a blown motor in it. It finally gave out like 2 years ago, and it's been sitting here for like 2 years basically. And I mean, it's just taking up space. But basically, so what I want to do with this thing right here is a burnout truck and slash like race truck. I got a Trailblazer. I mean, it'd be nice just to have like the other Trailblazer next to it. Just straight flex and getting it. So with that being said, I present y'all the new burnout truck slash race truck that is gonna get done. I'm gonna start to clean her out, go over it, start looking around for a motor block. I wanted to do a 6.0 in it or a 6.2 in it, but my boy had told me that if it's going to be a burnout truck, and you know, race truck, but really more it's going to take a lot of damage from it being a burnout truck, you know, due to all the high RPMs and all that stuff. He told me just to get a 5.3. So if the block blows, I mean, it is expensive to get another one, but I mean, it'd be a lot cheaper than the 6.0 or the 6.2. So I mean, that makes sense. So I think that's what we're gonna probably end up doing. Man, it's got so much stuff in here. I don't know if that's a beehive or what it is, but it's there. You know, like I said, I took some parts of it to add on mine to make sure mine was completed. You know, there's a pencil in. I don't know what it's doing there. But you know, drop on the comments below. 5.3, should I do a 6.0? And you know, since I'm starting to get familiar with all this motor stuff, what do you guys suggest, you know, I should do to it? You know, all the pieces that I should put, you know, together to make it, you know, functional, make that thing run, do some serious burnouts, you know, have some fun, and put on a little show for the crowds whenever we go to car shows and all that stuff, or even just in the middle of the road shit. So comment below what you think we should, what kind of block, what type of intake manifold, what type of, you know, filter, plugs, wires, you know, which is almost the same thing, you know, coil packs, spark plugs. You know, obviously we're going to use a 5.3 block, you know, more than likely we're at like 80-90%, you know, rate that we are going to do one. So, you know, comment what type of intake manifold I should do, you know, cold air intake, plugs, you know, wires, coil packs, the radiator fan, electric fan, intercooler. Do we need to upgrade the brakes? What type of calipers? You know, all that stuff. I mean, we can just go online and find out what's all the fancier stuff, you know, to get her done. But I mean, this thing is going to take a beating. So now I don't want to put no cheap parts in it either. So I mean, anything that can get done and still be functional and, you know, still do put in work, I mean, I'm all for it. You know, the first thing I think I'm going to do to it is I'm going to go ahead and drop it. You know, I'm going to order this Beltec drop kit that I got for my truck actually, and so I'm going to go ahead and use that for that. You know, we're going to drop it first. I don't know if it's going to hit in the back. I hope it doesn't. I think it'll just sit right on top of it. Then we'll probably change out the brakes, you know, put new pads and you know, all that stuff on it. They have been sitting there for the longest, so I don't know what's going on. Obviously, we're going to have to put some new tires on her, you know, get some fresh meat. These back tires, I mean, they don't look that bad, but they do look kind of like worn out. So we will put some new tires on it, drop it to see how low it goes. I'm going to take off these roof racks just so it'll give me a little bit better minutes, give me more motivation to get her done. Wash her up, put some decals on her, and I mean, start cracking at it. I'm going to go ahead and start looking for a block and getting some prices. If you guys can comment below, you know, whatever comments y'all put, I'm going to look into all that stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and try to order parts as we go. And when we get the block, I think before we even put the block in, we're going to crest it up. You know, me last year, I would just put the block in and put parts as I go. But if I do a cam in and I can get the cam put on, it'd be a lot easier as the block's just sitting. Put all the coil packs, you know, all that stuff, so when the block gets put in, it's nice and pretty. And while it's out, it'll give me time to, you know, fix a lot of this stuff out. I would like to keep the AC, but I don't know yet, because depending on, you know, this placement of stuff, or, you know, if I do get a turbo or something on it, I need to have the area. You know, I'm pretty good with electronics on vehicles, so all these harnesses and everything, I can extend them to, you know, get them out the way in case this and that and everything. I already took the front doors and the dash out of it, and it's in my truck, and I need to get the AC stuff out of her, but I threw the dash away because it was already like cracking and it was like really ugly. So I don't know whether to, you know, make a metal dash, leave these doors off, and just put like a metal plate, and just to put a speaker in it, because, you know, we still got to put, you know, some radio in it. We do car audio, so, you know, a little bit of music wouldn't, you know, not be bad. So whenever we're driving, we can, you know, jam a little bit. But for the most part, a lot of the weight's already been taken off, which is good. But, you know, I do want to put the airbag or do something. But I mean, we're really not going to have this truck on the road like that. You know, maybe up to the convenience store real quick to get a soda, or maybe right around the block real quick. But going far ways, nah, you know, it's just too much temptation to you know, rip it up on these streets then and get in trouble out here and get the truck taken away. So but we still want to have some fun with it, take it to the whatchamacallit, a burnout pit or something, truck shows, race shows, and we do want to race it. Here in town we have Bradenton Motorsports, and it's a racetrack, so I try to go out there as much as I can whenever I can. I'm gonna try to go out there this Thursday and get you guys some footage. What I would like to do to the block is 5.3, the Holley intake manifold with a K&N filter. We'll do MSD wires, nicer spark plugs, and if we can do MSD coil packs, we will. Change out the owner to do the double electric fan and intercooler, maybe a transmission cooler, so nothing really gets hot like that. Because I have watched a few videos on a lot of burnout trucks, and so I got an idea of what needs to be done, you know, and it's just a matter of doing it. But yeah, this would be the truck. You know, I like it, like Trailblazers a lot. You know, this one, it has its dings and stuff like that, but I mean, we don't need to worry about any of that right now. Look at it, we have to pull it whenever we move it because it does not run. I would leave the tires on, but I would eventually like to get me some weld wheels, put some racing tires on it, you know, get that thing to really grip on the track. Let me know in the comments what you think. You know, what should we add to the motor? How should we dress it up? What y'all think of the Trailblazer? It is a regular one. I'm not going to make it an SS clone, but it would look badass to get done. You know, I can picture it drop down with the weld wheels on it, you know, black. I'll retint everything, get that thing dark, put some decals on it, maybe no hood, you know, have it the mean rough look. You know, I think it'll look pretty, you know, pretty good, you know, pretty presentable when you pull up somewhere. You know, people will be like, damn, you know. And it's not even an SS, it's just a regular one, but you know, the SS is right there. So yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments, you know, about the whole truck period. Is it even worth me doing it? You know, would you guys like to see a Chevy truck or what? We got that truck right there. But yeah, comment down below. I'm free, you know, to listen to everybody's suggestions, and then maybe we can build this truck together from what you guys say. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You know, let's all try to subscribe to the channel. You know, it's just a matter of just, you know, swinging your finger over and hitting that subscribe button, or if you're on the computer with that mouse, you know, support the channel. You know, like I said, we are going to be doing all kinds of stuff. Our next project is this burnout truck, and you know, yesterday's video was pretty good. You know, it was just a day in my life, so we could be dropping vlogs like that. Shit, I'll even show y'all how to cook some stuff, you know, some food that is though. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, you know, subscribe, share, everything that you got to do. Turn the bell, you know, get the notification when all these videos come up, and we will get it done. Drop a comment if I should do this one a burnout truck, leave that one alone, do both of them as burnout trucks, swap the LS2 into that one, you know, and then put an LSX in this one. Drop a 5.3, a 5.7. I mean, what do you guys suggest? You know, let me know before I get, you know, explaining to what's going to happen.